Alright. Hojin. Duart, your lingering is but a ripple in the stream, fleeting, yet it clings to form. Tell me, what truth have you found in the silence of my teachings, not in the clamor of your need? Master Hojin, today's lesson struck a chord in me, like a melody that demands to be painted. I learned that to linger on a single stroke, to pour one's soul into it, can birth perfection. It's inspired a new piece for my canvas tonight, something transcendent. I've waited here, hoping you might lend your wisdom to shape it. May I share my wisdom with you? Duart, you seek what the wind cannot hold. Praise is but a shadow cast by the self. Cullis, your stillness speaks louder than clamor. The path you carve, it whispers truths I long to witness. Share your work when it ripens, and I shall see it with clear eyes. Not sure about this, but the fact that, like, you know that Cullis is, like, standing there with him, basically calling out I say it's like he's the senior, so he should be making sure that the juniors stay in line, but he's like protecting Duart. So clearly there's some sort of relationship between the two of them. They're like friends or mentor, you know. He's his peer. In this case, Duart thinks they're best friends, and he's just like, I'm just trying to help this kid out. I understand, Master. My eagerness perhaps outpaces my patience, but this piece, it will sing of worth, of truths beyond the blade. I'll refine it alone for now, and when it's ready, I hope it might capture your eye. Thank you for all you teach. Second scene in Duart's house. Duart, my heart, the delivery of the council's scribe was due at midday. Midday, not dusk. Oh, actually, you know what? I just had a... I think I was thinking about this the wrong way. This is like a shock. Like, it's supposed to be overemphasized, like, oh, maybe you hurt me. So that's an interesting route to go. You know, like, trying to use, like, almost emotional manipulation to try to get him to do his job. My poor heart! The delivery to the council scribe was due at midday. Midday, not dusk. You know what it costs us from the Varnholt name? I don't know if we're to keep that. For now, we're just gonna call it... Guys. What if... What if? This could change a lot. This could change a lot. What if? What if? My brain is fucking ablaze right now. Like, what? I not think of this? Could this work? That I'm keeping that for now. So good. Oh, there's so much potential. There's so much potential to that. When the Sudi name is tied to tardiness, our reputation is not a trifle to be squandered. This family's legacy depends on precision, on trust. How are we to secure the new contract if our own son undermines us? So there's potential for that, because we don't have a direction to go with that. Just bringing new ideas in through the dialogue helps a lot too. Paper reaches destination, Mother, I swear it. The client needed extra hands to catalog their stock, and I stayed to help. You've always said... Okay, let's do that. I stayed to help. You've always said to keep the customer's heart content, to turn their needs into something worthwhile. I thought I was doing right. Duart, your obligations lie here with the paper that binds this tree's order, not in chasing whims that delay our work. Okay, so this will be something to work on. We're not sure about that. This goes into this. Guild fills your head with tales of glory, but every moment you linger, loading crates, playing hero, you erode our family's name. Duty is not a suggestion, son. It is the foundation we've built for you. The world beyond the tree devours the reckless, and I will not see you lost to its lies. I hear you, Father. I know you want to shield me, keep my world safe and small, but when I helped today, it wasn't just paper. It was a moment, a chance to make something matter. I'll try harder. I'll paint it out tonight, find the truth in it. Okay, this can be changed. Something about this, but everything else, you know, the satisfaction from, you know, feeling like you did a good thing, chance to make something matter. And we need to emphasize his painting. Duart, cease weaving dreams from the guild's empty tales. The life you chase is no grand saga. It's a fleeting spark snuffed out by the wild's cruelty. We've entrusted you with their shipments. A privilege you strain with every wayward thought. Your place is here, forging the family's legacy, not chasing shadows beyond the tree. You're too young to see the cost. Bide your time, and let duty guide you. Collis, he's gonna have like this nervous thing that he does. That's gonna be like in his mannerism. And it's like he's gonna slowly get over that after Collis's death. And it's kind of like the idea of like a stutter. And it's like now, and it's like a presentation of his conviction, basically, through a physical manifestation. He no longer stutters because he's confident in knowing what he needs to do. And he's prepared to do anything to do it. So he is no longer second-guessing himself. I need your counsel. My parents believe I'm merely late with deliveries, tangled in their paper empire. They don't know I'm here, steeping my soul in the guild's call to adventure. They'd see it as betrayal, a step toward ruin. But the journeyman test, it's a door to the world beyond the tree, to truths I could paint into being. I want to tell them how adventuring stirs me, how it's more than their fears of danger. You always seem so sure. How do I make them see? Look, Duart, your parents piling expectations on you, it's not a cage, it's leverage. They see something in you, something big. Use that. Don't go toe-to-toe with their worries. That's a losing game. Instead, flip the script. Tell them their protecting is stifling the very potential they're banking on. Make it their idea to let you take that journeyman test. Frame it like you're honoring their faith in you by stepping up. People eat that up. I've seen your paintings. Kid, you're bold, raw. Those themes you weave in, they're trouble in the best way. No wonder your folks keep a tight leash. Art like that screams, I've got something to say. And trust me, parents hear that loud and clear. Channel that fire into your pitch. Show them the test isn't rebellion. It's you proving you're as big as they think you are. Between you and me, I started with nothing but a quick tongue and a knack for reading people. Built my empire by knowing what makes folks tick. It's complete, obvious over dramatization, so I kind of like it. But we'll have to switch it up just maybe a little bit. But I kind of like that. It's like, yeah, I built my empire off of this. It's like, maybe it shows overconfidence, and it's like the believability that because I want to build the believability that Cullis would put himself in a position that would get himself killed because he's he's like chasing the fame essentially. And the reason that like he hangs around with Duart isn't necessarily because he cares about Duart, it's for Duart's name. But because Duart's so young, he doesn't understand this. He just sees him as a mentor. So it's like this character that really didn't even care about Duart that much, and is kind of an irrational, out of the place kind of character, maybe, or not. Sorry, irrational, but like, you know, fame and fortune driven to the point of like, what's the word? Like taking too many risks, you know? Gambling on your shit when you shouldn't be. Stuff like that. Putting yourself in positions that you probably shouldn't be, trying to show your worth when you really shouldn't be. But from Cullis's view, it's completely different. And even Violeur is like, I liked him, but like, man, he was a piece sometimes. Oof. And then it's like, that's the main reason why, like, Violeur falls in love with Duart later on down the road, like a decade down the road, is because, you know, Duart's actually like a really stand-up fucking dude. But yeah, so maybe some kind of over dramatizations like this to show that Cullis is just a little bit close to the edge. And that'll give the believability to his death and the surprise when you discover that his death wasn't an accident. Or it may not have been an accident, because these adventurers, like, basically kill, like, 20% of the fucking journeymen that die. And that's because they snatch them up as soon as they can. And maybe it'll be a race thing, too, where it's like, they only pick avians, or they only pick insectoids. Like, they're octopi that only pick avians and insectoids as squires. They don't pick other octopi. Developing it out. I love it. Think about it more. Here's the play. Stay true to that spark in you. Whatever path you pick, art, adventure, whatever, there's always a market for authenticity. Sell you, Duart. That's the trick. And if you need a tip on closing the deal with your parents, come find me. I've turned tougher skeptics than them into believers. This is actually kind of really important that he says this. Thank you, Cullis. Your words cut through the fog like a master's stroke. See Hojin's wisdom in you. Clear and sharp. I'll sketch what to say, find the colors of truth to share with them. Maybe that's the first step. Listen, Duart. Most problems boil down to miscommunication. Someone not listening. Parents like yours, digging their heels in, that's a signal they're scared of something specific. You want to crack this. You've got to find out what's got them spooked. Sit them down, lay it all out. They shut you down. Well, flashes a grin. Sometimes you just tip your hat and walk your own path. Freedom's a great negotiator. I don't know the whole of it, Cullis. Their words are like shadows, vague but heavy. They speak of danger, of the guild spinning tales that lure the youth to ruin. I can't just wait for their hearts to soften. I feel the journeyman test calling me now, like a canvas begging for color. I must act soon, but their reasons, they slip through my fingers. So what's the deal? You ever pressed them on why adventuring is such a hard no? I'm betting there's a story there. Stories, my friend, are currency. Spill it. What do you know? When I was smaller, I'd proclaim to the skies, I'll be an adventurer, bold and free. But my parents, keepers of the Sudi legacy, would frown and say, that's not the way of a Sudi. The way a Sudi carries himself. They'd hush me, their voices sharp as quills, insisting I belong to their world of ledgers and deliveries. My drawings, my secret sketches, they were my rebellion, my way to breathe. They don't care for my heart's colors, so long as I stack their papers neatly. I had to face off with my folks young, Duart. Cut my own path when they tried to box me in. Trust me, standing up to them wasn't easy, but it was the spark that lit my fire. You've got a choice here, and that's power. Confronting them would flip the board in your favor. Show them you're not just their kid, you're a player at their own right. But here's the deal. Whatever move you make, own it. Hesitation's the only thing that'll cost you more than a bad call. Confront them? I see their faces in my mind, stern as stone, and my words falter before they form. Cullis, could you speak to Master Hojin for me? Perhaps he could weave some wisdom, make them see the guild as more than peril. I'd paint my truth for them, but I fear it won't be enough. Think like a winner. Map out what you want. Adventure, freedom, those wild ideas in your paintings, and make your case like it's the pitch of your life. Regret? That's for people who don't play the game. Okay, this doesn't respond. This is the first time there's been something that's like, it doesn't really connect. There needs to be more here. He needs to talk about... I think this needs to go here. And this needs to be Cullis dialogue. It needs to be, let's see. Consult on experience and wisdom. I want to make a joke here, like, and this is more like Cullis, like me thinking on Cullis's over-the-topness. When he says consult one of experience and wisdom, he's speaking about Duart, and he's going to make a joke about Hojin. Kind of like reversing the situation. So I'm just wondering how to word that. I was going to be like... something like, oh, but Hojin will do. Hojin will do. Or something like, Hojin will be the next best thing. Or something like that. So one of experience and wisdom. Like, I guess Hojin will have to do something like that. Some sort of joke. And this is referring to Duart. Some sort of something like laughing. Seriously, that is a good idea. We'll have a different slightly and then they go to Hojin. You linger where roots cling too tightly to stone. Cullis, what stirs in your whispers with this one? Hold up, my friend. Hold up, Master Hojin. This is too good to wait. Duart's got a situation. Parents tighter than a vault when it comes to adventuring. But we've got to play to loosen their grip, and it's a win for everyone. Well, parents, is a right river's current, strong, yet not unyielding. I see your scheme, boy, woven like vines to draw them here. Speak it plainly, or let it unravel in silence. Picture this. Sudi expanding beyond the tree, supplying the guild's outposts with their finest stock. We've got the guild, the materials, and the guild's name as collateral. Pure gold for a deal like this. Here's the move. We get your old adventuring crew, the legends with the clout, to sit in on a meeting. They spin a tale of profit and prestige, show Duart's folks how their business could dominate the trade routes outside the tree. With your pull, we'll have them signing on faster than you can say contract. Kicker? It gets Duart's parents in the room, seeing the guild's value up close. That's our in to crack their shell. You with us? The payout's worth it for the guild, for Duart, and for that reputation of yours. Past carries weight, and my old shadows may yet sway hearts. I will summon one to test the waters of your kin's resolve. Now go, chase your truths, but not their echoes. Hey, you seen that kid Duart around? You know, the pint-sized painter who's always trailing me, sketching dreams bigger than this place? It's been almost a week, and that's not like him. He's usually here every few days, soaking up the guild like it's his lifeline. Cullis, you've been sitting here jawing with me all even. But let's cut the fluff. Duart's been ghosting us for days, nearly a week. That's not just a no-show, that's a signal. You gotta let it slide. You gonna let it slide or you gonna do something about it? I got a soft spot for the little hustler, you know? Kid's got potential, and with the journeyman test just a week out, I'm not about to let him slip through the cracks. If you've heard anything where he's at. This has to be like, and with like accepting first quest. Just a week out. I'm not about to let him slip through. I don't know if we're even gonna say that, so we'll just put extra ones there. Just a week out. I'm not about to let him slip through the cracks. If you've heard anything, where's he at? What's keeping him? Clue me in. I'm thinking it's time I pay a visit to his folks. Okay, this is just not gonna work. Just do this, and then this. I think it's time I pay a visit to his folks' place. See what's locking him down. The deal's only as good as the players in it, and I'm not losing this one. Okay, so this doesn't make any sense. This whole conversation is backwards. Only... Got a soft spot for the little hustler. You know, kid's got potential. With the state of things, he needs more reinforcement. Okay, this is gonna be later. Okay, so this whole thing is kind of fucked up. Because he doesn't think about this yet. Okay, yeah, I don't know about this. So everything from here to here. And then I want to add this. And this is him leaving. So there should be also more violer. Okay, so we get rid of this. Spoil the moment now. Bring him in. Needs to feel get a win. I know it will be harder than I tell. But nothing is harder than thinking you're the reason someone else failed. This changes his perspective. Her saying that he's acting like his parents and trying to protect him from, like, protect Dueart from Cullis. Like, Cullis is protecting Dueart from, by not telling him that his first quest was selected and he's going to be leaving the tree for his first quest as a squire, as a journeyman. And he didn't want to tell Dueart because he didn't want to crush his hopes of, you know, he had already been super hesitant, so he's got to think that everyone's, like, behind him, right? It's time I pay a visit to his folks' place, see what's locking him down. The deal's only as good as the players in it, and I'm not lost. I'm not losing this one. How may I assist you? Good day, I'm Cullis, a friend of Duearts from the Adventurers Guild. Been missing that kid's spark around the hall. Has he been tied up with new deliveries for Sudi? He's always got some wild project going, you know? Keeps me on my toes. Truth is, he's an inspiration. Young hustler like that pushes even me to up my game. Mind if I check in with him? Got a feeling he's cooking up something big. If you're here about Duart, I'm afraid he's not at home. My son has responsibilities, demanding ones, I might add, to keep him occupied with matters of true consequence. I always say, pick your battles, but make sure you win the war. Duart's got a fight in him, and I'm betting that he's ready to make his move. Just need to know he's alright to seal the deal. I understand he's been tangled with your guild, chasing fanciful notions, but he's not here, and I suggest you look elsewhere. CD name carries weight, and I'll not have it diminished by those who peddle reckless dreams. There you are, Duart. I've been scouring every corner of this tree for you, kid. Guild's been too quiet without your sketches and schemes. So the big meeting with your folks. I'm guessing it didn't go as planned. Parents sniffed out our play, didn't they? Come on, spill it. What happened? We're too close to that journeyman test to let a little suspicion derail the game. Never came to pass, Cullis. The meeting was a stillborn dream. Look, plans go sideways. That's just the deal. But you're still in this. Whatever they're thinking, we can spin it. Turn their doubts into your ticket out. Tell me the score and we'll make the next move together. I need to shake this weight. Let's race to the stairs. Fleeting dance with the wind. Give me a moment's head start. Just enough to feel the world blur beneath my feet. They turned it down, Cullis, like dousing a spark before it could blaze. I tried to weave my words, to paint the guild as more than folly, but nothing swayed them. Their hearts are bound to Sudi. And they see adventuring as a siren's call to ruin. Worse, my meddling made them suspect I had a hand in it. I've all but painted myself into a corner, doomed by my own colors. Alright, Duart, the meeting crashed. Big deal. Here's the play. Take credit for that expansion idea. Doesn't matter if it wasn't yours from the start. Seeing the potential, spinning it into something bold, that's a power move, kid. Show your parents you're not just dreaming of adventure. You're thinking like a mogul? Oh, I think that's supposed to say Moogle. Like a Moogle. I don't know. Questionable. Pitch it as your vision. For Sudi. A way to grow their empire while you chase yours. They'll eat it up. But guys, I could claim my training was for their empire. A secret gift to honor Sudi. It's not wholly a lie. Adventure could sharpen my hands for their work, but it's caused such strife already. And to speak now, I'd have to hope they'd see the truth behind the brushstrokes. Perhaps I'll lay it bare and trust they'll listen. You've got a goal, Duart, the journeyman test. Don't let pride or some need to play nice trip you up. A clear path's opening, and you don't hack through the brush when you can stride down the main road. Use their suspicions, turn it into respect. That's how you win this game. I've duties to return to, papers to stack, but I'll find a way to show them this isn't about fleeing or chasing fables. It's about becoming more than their ledgers allow. I knew you saw through my mask, Cullis. Thank you for sparing my heart. You care enough to try. There's been a storm in my soul lately. This helps. Okay, this is not where that goes. Look, I wasn't going to say this yet, didn't want to throw you off, but I got picked for a quest, my first real shot outside the tree, leaving in a few days for a month, maybe more. Kept it quiet so you could focus, but you deserve to know. I knew you saw through my mask, Cullis. Thank you for sparing my heart. You care enough to try. There's been a storm in my soul lately, but this... this helps. I have a goal. I have a deadline. I prepare the canvas and set the colors so when the brush falls, everything follows. This helps. I have a deadline. I prepare the canvas and set the colors. When the brush falls, everything follows. When I'm back, I expect a hell of a story. How you faced down your folks, claimed that journeyman title, and started painting the world out there. Don't let me down, kid. You're worth playing for keeps now. I don't want to be exiled from my family's hearth once I step beyond the tree as an adventurer, but nor do I wish to be chained to Sudi. Cog in the machine. I want my own adventure ship, Cullis. Not as a Sudi, but as Duart, with my own colors, my own truth. A lie might be free, but it could stain the canvas of who I'm becoming. Kid, I get it. Going all in feels like betting the whole shop. Lying to your folks, that's a big play. And you're right, it could stir the pot. But waiting 5 years? You're right, Cullis. A lie feels like a crack in my canvas. It might shatter everything. Waiting 5 years? It's a slow bleed, and my parents may never bend. But if I'm to be taken seriously, I must stand as myself, not as a shadow of Sudi. Your words kindle hope as always. I'll miss you when you leave. I'll just miss you. I'm back with tales to rival Hojins. I've memorized his 100 times over. That's not patience, Duearts. That's letting the game pass you by. 5 years of grinding away at Sudi. Hoping your parents come around. That's a gamble too, and the odds ain't great. Thinking how this plays into this. I think we might do this. No, I think that's in the wrong spot. Hold on. I think this is supposed to go there. Then it's supposed to be that. Then it's supposed to be this. So, you're right, Cullis. A lie feels like a crack in canvas. It might shatter everything. Waiting 5 years, it's a slow bleed and my parents may never bend. That's not patience, Duart. That's letting the game pass you by. 5 years of grinding away at Sudi, hoping your parents come around. That's a gamble too. The odds ain't great. But if I'm to be taken seriously, I must stand as myself, not as a shadow of Sudi. Your words kindle hope, as always. I'll miss you, Cullis. Come back with tales to rival Hojins. I've memorized this 100 times over. Taking credit for that expansion idea isn't just a fib, it's a power move. You're showing them you've got the brains to think big. You're showing them you got the brains to think big, to play their game while carving out your own. If they buy it, you're not just their kid anymore, you're a contender, someone they'll trust with the journeyman test. If it backfires, you pivot, just like any good hustler. But sitting on your hands, hoping they'll soften up, that's letting them call the shots. You've got a spark, Duart. Those wild paintings of yours scream it. Don't let fear of a little deception dim that. The test's a week away, and I'm out the door for my quest soon. Make your move now, or you're stuck dreaming at this border for years. What's it gonna be, kid? Play the game or watch from the sidelines? Okay. I think I can just get rid of this. That itch to break free, to be more than Sudi's heir. It's in your blood, kid. That's no shame. Embrace it. Use it like a key. Pitch this expansion as your vision. Show your folks the guild. Show your folks the guild you're competent, sharp, someone who can run the show and still chase adventure. You're not shedding your family name, you're building into something bigger, out there, beyond the tree. You can pull this off without torching bridges, parents, guild, all of it. It's not about the whole truth, it's about the right move. Show them a plan that screams Duearts ready, and they'll hand you that journeyman test on a platter. You don't need to choose between freedom and family, you can have both if you play the angles right. Look, I'm not gone yet. A few days left before I head out on my quest. Tomorrow we celebrate, win or lose, because you're going to make your move. Go home, sketch out your pitch, practice it until it's sharper than your paintbrush. I think I'm actually going to get rid of this. I want this, though. I hate to come back in a month to find you stuck at this same damn border. Dreaming instead of doing. What do you say? Ready to deal? And that just the foreshadowing that he's not coming back. He ain't coming back, boys! No, he ain't coming back! Shit! Mother, father, please let us speak as equals tonight. Come, sit. Lend me your ears before your judgments. Consider this. Are you comfortable with the competitor stealing away your business? Of course not, so I suggest an alliance. I ask you to see the world as I do, just for a moment. Hold your critiques until my canvas is complete. A rival, creeping like a shadow, stealing the lifeblood of Sudi. Are you content to let our legacy fade? Of course not. I propose, so yeah, I think we just get rid of this. Ask to see the world as I do, just for a moment. Hold your critiques until the canvas is complete. Are you content to see our legacy fade? Of course not. I propose an alliance, a bold stroke to bind our paper to the very pulse of the world beyond the tree. We could weave Sudi into the roots of power, ensuring its dominion endures. Duart, we've carved a legacy for you, paper that binds the tree's very order. And yet you falter, distracted by the guild's reckless dreams. You speak of building beyond the tree, but your deliveries lag, and you dare call this duty? Your ambition blinds you, Duart. The guild's tales have turned your head, making you think the wild can be tamed for profit. We've given you every opportunity to shine here, yet you chase shadows that lead only to ruin. And I'm just going to get rid of this. Duart, the world beyond the tree is no place for such fantasies. You speak of monopolies and grand ventures, but you cannot fathom the chaos that awaits out there. You've painted me with doubt, father, but tonight I see clearer than ever, as if a fog is lifted from my canvas. You think I stray, that I falter within your lines, but I've kept to my duties, stacking your papers, delivering your will, yet here I must shed this facade and lay bare my truth. I will join the Adventurers Guild, whether I must wait until I'm 18 or not. But my vision is grander than you know. I don't seek to live off of the Sudi name. I'll forge my own deeds, my own colors. I propose using Sudi to bind the guild to the bureaucracy beyond the tree. Our paper tracking every law, every decree, will hold the strings of governance itself. Speak your plan, Duart, but know this. Your delays in our work betray a heart swayed by the guild's fleeting promises. Expanding beyond the tree is no game. It risks all we've built on dreams that crumble in the wild's grasp. We hear you, my son, but your eyes chase horizons we cannot follow. The guild's tales lure you to danger, not glory. Prove your worth here in the safety of our name, and not in shadows that promise only loss. Your aim is power, influence through paper. You must think beyond the tree's shadow. Fear of the guild's reputation holds you back, but that's precisely why you should let me go. If you support me, quietly, as if I act alone, we could reshape how the world sees the guild. Our paper could be the quill that writes the future. Become a quill that writes the future. Just using an analogy there. Like the idea of the paper actually saying something and being the device of which you write on the paper. Controlling the very tools of power. Those guild fools have filled your head with tales of glory, haven't they? They made it sound noble, but it's a merciless void that claims lives. You think you're ready, yet you've been neglecting your duties here. Deliveries late, meetings missed. How can you speak of building empires when you falter at the tasks before you? Bridging. Wait, what? What did I do? Oh, bridging. Speak of bridging empires when you falter at the tasks before you. This idea of yours is bold, I'll grant you, but it's tethered to the guild's fleeting allure. Their influence crumbles, as it surely will. That becomes what becomes of you, of this family's legacy. Sudi is your future, here, where we command respect. Your artistry could shape documents that define the tree's governance. Why risk everything on a gamble so precarious? Wait until you're 18 to take the journeyman test is wise, but I urge you to reconsider this path entirely. Stay where your talents can truly shine, where you're safe. Prove your dedication here, and we'll speak of ambition on solid ground. I'd stand at the forefront, Mother, but it would require a ruse, a public rift, perhaps, or a staged competition to distance Sudi from my actions. Do you see the tapestry I'm weaving? I'd wield influence without bearing the guild's stigma. but it demands your trust in me, your willingness to step into the light with the guild, if only from the shadows. We've not stood idle. Beneath closed doors, we've weighed paths to extend our trade beyond the tree's roots. But the guild's shadow looms large. Their ways lack order, and will not bind our name to chaos. Prove your resolve. Wait until you're 18 for their journeyman test, and we'll forge this venture together. If this is the path you insist upon, Duart, then I'll consent to this arrangement with the guild, though it sits ill with me. But hear this. Our involvement with those reckless dreamweavers will be measured, precise, and solely to safeguard our legacy. You've been neglectful, deliveries late, duties ignored, yet you claim this venture proves your mettle. I'll allow this step, but only because you've agreed to wait until you're 18 for their journeyman test. Prove yourself here first in the work that sustains us. If the guild's influence falters, as I suspect it might, we'll not be left adrift in their chaos. This is no small concession, my heart. Tread carefully, for the world beyond the tree spares no one. Okay, again, I'm not sure about this, but it can't be there. Maybe there. Your hunger for the guild's path tests our patience, for their reckless ways lack the structure of it to endure. Yet your plan to extend our trade beyond the tree aligns with our aims to command the tree's councils and reshape how avians and insectoids are judged. Wait until you're 18 for their journeyman test, and we'll carve this path together, binding your ambition to our legacy's strength. You have our word, Duart, a deal if you hold to it. I will. You always say be more of a kid. Well, this is me being a kid. Don't start, Duart. I'm here, aren't I? I'm pacing the damn streets waiting for Cullis to drag himself back. It's been a week. Too long. Far too long. Viola, good evening. How does the morning's light find you here at the edge of the world? I thought I could handle it, you know? Hold the line, keep the fight going. But this waiting, it's eating at me alive. It's only been a week. Do you dare say that? Oh. It's only been a week. You probably found some fair maiden in a dungeon. Don't you dare say that! Cullis wouldn't ditch us, wouldn't ditch the cause. He's out there risking everything for what we believe in, for the unity we're fighting for, but... Like, Duart's just kind of trying to make a joke, and he's like, okay, I guess I can't change the tune of this, so I'll just go along with it. And that's kind of like how I feel the conversation shifts. But that'll be all through the pros, where we don't have right now the feeling of it. So that's why I kind of feel discombobulated, where it's like she's freaking out and he's like, "Hey, calm down," but she won't calm down. So he's like, "All right, I guess I'll just go along with it." What if he's lost? What if he's stuck out there? We're just sitting here doing nothing. We can't just stand by, Duart. We have to do something. We have to bring it back. Don't let despair paint your thoughts, Viola. A week is but a stroke on the canvas of time. Cullis has proven his mettle. His courage shines like a beacon. We must hold faith in him, as he'd hold for us. Tonight, the lessons fall silent, for the world has spoken louder. Cullis, our newest journeyman, has been claimed by the wild's truth. His band fell to the snow maw beast, a force that spares no illusion of safety. Grieve, but know this, the path carves its own lessons, and 'tis end teaches what no words can. Cullis's light is gone, Viola, but his dream lives in us. I'll walk the adventurer's path, not just for myself, but to honor him, to finish the story he began. Will you join me, Viola? Will you help me carry his colors forward? Cullis is gone. Gone! You know what he'd say if he saw us moping? Letting his death break us? He'd call us cowards. We don't stop, we don't crumble, we fight harder. We went out there beyond the tree to prove we could be more, to show the world what adventurers can do. And we're not letting that die with him. We'll become the strongest adventurers this land has ever seen. In Cullus's name, we'll spread our fire, our truth, across every corner of this world. We'll teach others to rise, to fight, to never fall to the same fate. Unity bends reality. People will make it bend. For him, for us, for everyone who's been kicked down too long. I made a vow to my parents. I'll wait until I'm 18 to take the journeyman test, to prove my heart's truth without breaking theirs. But I won't sit idle. I'll use Sudi's influence to weave the guild into the world's workings, to craft a safer path for adventurers. Our paper can track every journey, hold every soul accountable. No one falls as Cullus did. One day, I'll venture beyond the tree, not just to chase dreams, but to teach others, to shield them from his fate. Man, I actually really like this. This shit is fucking dope. There's a couple of things that we need to change, but like this is... Whoops. This is fucking solid. I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm completely biased to it, I guess. But... there's a couple of things. But I think in general, it's like... we have people talking past each other, we have different tones from different people meeting up with a different tone and advancement, but this is like reinforcement. Like, I think there's probably too much repetition for some things, so when we go back through, we'll remove that repetition when we're doing like single line editing through it once we have the pros done. But we still gotta do pros, and we still gotta like do a basic construction of each scene, like a storyboard, and then we can easily just play it out and just drop in the dialogue where we need. So the hardest part is done, which is getting the dialogue pretty much. So dialogue's like 90% done, I'd say. Which is not too bad, considering how much dialogue there is here. But there'll probably be less than this overall in the entire story. Probably like 20-30% less. Could just be fine-tuning it down and just kind of squeezing it in. It's like, where does it fit? Where can we, you know, what do we need and what do we want? Remove the want, keep the need. And as long as it feels like you can get the same aspect out of it, we don't need all the fluff, so to say. Okay, for a second I thought my fan was freaking out, and I was like, okay. Cool story, fan. That's what you get, bro. Oh. But I think we're gonna end here, because tomorrow's a big fucking day, guys. Tomorrow's the big day. Next stream is the big day. Tomorrow's the big day. The 24-hour stream, guys. Oh my god, I'm so excited. We'll see how far we get. Like I said, I have one problem, which is basically the pool. But we have many contingency plans, no matter what. We have ways. Oh shit. Ad break. Ad break. Food ads. How is this fucking clogged? I literally just fucking cleaned this shit. So bullshit. That's a shit ton of resin right there. Let's hope that's enough to fucking unclog a rooskies this. Alright. We had a good day today, guys. I'm probably actually gonna cough my fucking face off. Let's wait a sec. Alright, guys. A little bit of a shorter stream. That's how she goes, right? But remember, you guys are awesome. You guys are fucking amazing. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here, you know. We got through the racks pretty quickly today. And we finished up with the dialogue. Well, somewhat finished. It's cohesive. It just needs to be perfected. And cohesive means we're on the right track, right? Everything fits together and feels natural, I would say. But tomorrow, big day. Big fucking day tomorrow. 24-hour stream. Bikini. Pool. Makeup. House tour. Like, I got a shit ton of stuff planned, guys. So, you know, hop in, hop out is gonna be a good time. Oh shit, Muffin! Wow.
Welcome, Raiders, to the stream.
Yo, Muffin, how's it going, bro?
Be outside. I don't want to have to talk to your mom.
Well, I will be there.
I mean, you have some immaculate timing, bro. I was literally about to say, and remember, as always, if you can't say fuck you to your friends, who can you say fuck you to? Fuck you! And then you fucking raided, bro.
Daddy's home.
You've been going hard. I can tell. How was the stream? But tomorrow's the big day, bro. Tomorrow's a 24-hour stream. I'm fucking stoked. We're fucking ready for it. It's going to be epic. It was alright. Are you ending right after I raid? I have to, Muffin. I'm sorry, man. We had a good day today, though. I mean, at least I didn't, like, literally wasn't, like raiding out as you raided me and then had to raid someone else because you raided me. At least we only have to do one. I saw you pointing your finger and I just knew I had to raid you. Whoa! Yeah, that only means, this only means one thing. That means the stream is over. Super unfortunate, but that's the way that it is, you know? We can't win them all. Tomorrow we will, though. We're going to see what a midday, weekday statistics look like across the board. Because tomorrow we have plans. What time you start? Oh, it's the same time. We'll start at the same time. We will just not end until we should start again. So it'll be 12:30 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. So there will be no change, except we just will not end the stream. It's gonna be fucking sick. We got a pool. We're gonna do a bikini makeup stream. We got a house tour planned. We're gonna make like steaks. Yeah. Do an IRL stream house tour. Yeah. That's literally what I'm gonna do. That's literally what I'm gonna do, Muffin. It's gonna be epic. You guys can see my epic house, my parents' epic house. I'll be there. Hell yeah, because that'll probably be like, my parents go golfing around like 11 o'clock. So like whatever time it is now, add 6 hours to whatever time it is now. So it's 4:30 for me now. So at 10:30, 11 o'clock-ish, tomorrow will be like roughly when we do the house tour. But we had a really successful day today. We got through planned obsolescence, and we didn't even mention it, and the AI came up with it first. So we developed our theme. So you know how the theme for the book is the duality of existence. Good people do bad things, bad people do good things. Well, we evolved that into the question of, on a scale of forgiveness and acceptance, what is the forgiveness level of a good person doing a bad thing, and the acceptance of a good outcome from a bad person? So a bad person doing a good thing. You know, does a good person doing a bad thing negate the bad thing? Does a bad person doing the good thing negate the good thing? What is the scale of that decision? And the idea that a utopia versus conflict, eternity versus limitation. But anyways, yeah, good night, fuck you, Muffin, have a good night. And again, remember guys, thanks for sticking around, thanks for hanging out, thanks for, being you. And remember, if you can't say fuck you to your friends, who can you say fuck you to? Fuck you! Like my personal example is cleaning my room. I never clean my room. Ever. Unless I need to. And I cleaned my room for the 24-hour stream because I was going to do a tour. Did I do the tour? No! But hey, I cleaned my room. So now I feel like I cleaned my room for no fucking reason. I was like, well, I just wasted time fucking organizing and figuring everything out. Putting shit away. Showing shit off. I was going to show off all my cool shit, but no. There's an island in my country called Chiloe. There are about 1,000 species of potatoes there, and since I have family there, I know it's like Ireland, potatoes. Potatoes with everything. Ah, interesting. That's a good time. Another thing is that China just straight up has a larger economy. Companies need the Chinese market more than they need the American market. What will bring in more revenue? 300 million potential customers, over 2 billion. True. True. That's kind of one of the things we need to build out is how the economy works in the book. That's why I kind of want to do all this stuff that has to do with economics, because there needs to be like trade between the tree, between the Adventurers Guild, between the main cities, between the Beastmen. So there's a lot of things that need to be facilitated of information that I don't have. So I could definitely consider this research. Donald is acting like we have all the cards. We don't have all the cards. Well, I mean, someone who... What's the biggest play to do in poker is to bluff. And what has basically every reigning leader, world leader, done over the past all of human existence? Bluffed. And when do they fall? When their bluff is called. The United States has to import a lot of products and materials. They have a lot of them there, of course, but they import most of their raw materials. Yep. And that's why we're so like the Russia-Ukraine like rare minerals thing. Same with like the Dubai, Qatar, United Arab Emirate, and Saudi Arabia thing with rare earth minerals and oil. It's like America has a lot, but we rely a lot more on importing those raw materials. My theory on his strategy with this is the following. If the U.S. buys more from other countries, then we are screwed if they close the valve, sorry. If we sell more to other countries, then we can screw them if we close the valve. It's a power play. Agreed, Wombat. I could definitely see that being his thing, because that's a business decision. When you have a businessman in power and it's not just a businessman, he's like a TV star businessman who is also a scammer and possibly many other things. Just look at Russia. After they invaded Ukraine, the EU shut their oil pipeline or something. Yep. I remember that. Haven't all his companies failed and only become president saved him from falling even lower? We were talking about this earlier, Raymond Dow. Can you truly call it a failed business if his business strategy is to create a business, declare bankruptcy on that business, and gain all of the insurance money? Because that's the scam that he plays. He makes business fails, declares bankruptcy, gets rich, starts new business, fails business, declares bankruptcy, gets even richer. It's an infinite money glitch. That's basically what it is. So it's like... And the idea that he does it on such a grand scale that everyone just assumes the business is going to fail anyways. So it's like everyone's just expecting it. So they just think he's dumb, but he's just raking in the money. Because he knows how to play the fucking system. So that's why I want him, like, he's the most chaotic candidate because he knows how to fuck the bad guys in the ass. He knows where the fucking, he knows exactly where the fucking doors are, man. By being an entirely self-reliant nation, you can do imperialism with no repercussions beyond a military response to which the US is favored. Who will stop him from annexing Canada, Greenland, all of South America? His decisions are consistent with what would be necessary to form a modern empire in its growth stage. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't mind being the 52nd state. BC and Alberta, 51st, 52nd state. I am 100% on board with that. I'm down, brother. Take me in your ever-loving arms, my friend. I will be your American brother. A lot of people don't feel that way, though. Why hasn't the U.S. taken any of it before? They love to talk about it, how they could all talk. You want my honest opinion? It's a logistics issue. It's a scaling and logistics issue. I don't even think it's NATO. I think it's just simply... We understand that for our population, we are such a massive amount of landmass, and we have such minimal amount of infrastructure compared to the size of our country. Same with specifically Canada. Like, Canada is 1/10 the population of America, but it's like 85% the size, 90% the size. So, like, we are just spread so far thin and across that there's no real point in absorbing Canada. And the only infrastructure you'd really want would be BC and Alberta. BC for hydroelectric power, Alberta for oil production. The rest of Canada is, like, fucking garbage. There's no reason to have that. North, it's complete shit. Like, once you get the north of Alberta entering the territories and stuff, it's like... You're not even up there for materials. You're up there just because where you fucking live. You're stuck there. Maybe a little bit of Saskatchewan. I don't know how much of that. BC to connect to Alaska to remove the 2 border crossings. That's another great point there, Sean. That's another great point. Perfect. And we could be called the Top Hat. And it would be BC, Alberta, and Alaska. So it'd be like this. So it'd kind of be almost like a top hat on top of America. I like that. We could be the top hat of America. Sign me up, boys! Sign me the fuck up! I'm down. Ah, shit! I'd have to learn the American anthem. I have absolutely no idea what the American anthem is. Does that mean I have to do an entirely new citizenship test? Fuck. America was founded in 1492, right? I saw once a diagram of global warming. Melting the ice caps forms a perfect trade channel between Canada and Russia, with a strait between Greenland and Canada that will be very important economically. That's pretty good, Wombat. That's pretty good, yeah. We wouldn't need the Panama Canal anymore because the entirety of Panama would be underwater. I mean, who needs nuclear weapons when we have Yellowstone? Who needs nuclear weapons when we have, I don't know what to call it, but you know, the, basically the earthquake that caused the tsunami that caused, Fukushima. Like, 150-foot waves type shit. So you'd sail from New York, up past Greenland, over the pole, between Alaska and Russia, then down to China. That would be an amazing route. That would be the new Northwest Passage, bro. It's interesting to think of the way that trade routes and stuff like that would change with, like, global, just like global rearrangement, I guess you could say. Like, think about how shit's gonna be in like 150, 300 years. And then think about things that are gonna be in like 3,000 years. Like, I don't know which way the continents are moving in each direction of which, but you know, it could open up new trade channels, it could close old trade channels. So, it's a very interesting thought. 3,000 years, Amazon will have tubes going across the world into every house and office building. You buy something, you're out within 10 minutes. Fucking Futurama style. I doubt that unless we get transporter tech, in which case it will just materialize on your pad. I think it'll just be done with drones. I think the idea of like infrastructure with tubings would just cost too much money. Magnetic acceleration in vacuum sealed pipes. Maybe underground, yeah. You know what? Maybe we could take all of the like underground electrical when we get like, you know, the next kind of stage of power, and we turn like all the fiber optic lines into like packaging tubes, basically. Using like current infrastructure to facilitate newer means. Like entirely redoing all, so there's absolutely no exposition here at all. Just pure dialogue. Will be fair for intercontinental shipping and to major shipping hubs within countries, but not to every house. I don't see that. Do you think we'll even have houses in 3,000 years? You will also be able to take a train from North America to Europe under the Atlantic. I could definitely see that 100%. That I see, providing the logistics were manageable. Real talk though, when are we covering the Sahara with solar panels? You know what, I saw this epic meme. Solar powered wipers that run once a day. Wipers would mar the solar panels and ruin them. There's better deserts for that, not as much sand. Yeah, I'd say sand, like Central Asia or Atacama. Yeah, I'd say a rocky desert versus a sand desert would be what you're looking for. Because sand would probably cause a lot of issues. What we're going to have to do here is we're making an entirely new kind of structure for editing. So we haven't done it with Pros yet. So we got to figure out what's going on with that. Aren't the hydroelectric dams covered in solar panels with wind turbines attached to the roof? No idea, Sean. That's a great idea. Stacking. Yeah, don't they know how powerful, like, multiplicative stacking can make you? Like, you don't just do one thing, you do like 12 different things all in like concentric circles that maximize your power within that area. Very smart, very smart. Why don't we have fusion yet? Hurry up, MIT. Everyone has been saying it in 30 years for the last 70 years. Okay, hear this out. Underground nuclear plants, like super deep under any water reserve, way down under all that. I mean, fair enough. I believe the power turbines produce heat when running, so since they have thermoelectric materials, why not insulate the power turbines with that to produce even more power from that power turbine? See, guys, this is what I mean by being in a think tank. Trump really hates windmills. It's kind of wild. Yeah, how many birds die from windmills versus how many birds die from skyscrapers? How many windmills has Trump built? How many skyscrapers has Trump built? How do you get power if the wind isn't blowing that day? Trump, our modern Don... I don't know how to say that. Wind turbines are full of toxic materials, and they don't last long. Every time they break, the whole thing gets buried. Yeah, windmills are not exactly the greatest. That's what happens when there's no serious thought put into... Better than drill, baby, drill at least. Though as far as I know, hydro is the best clean energy right now in terms of output. Actually, that's not true, Wombat. It's actually nuclear power. But people are just scared of nuclear power. But nuclear power is definitely the future. And people just think it's unsafe. I am Don whatever, the man of La Mancha. my destiny calls and I go, okay. It's a direct quote from the Don Quixote movie, pronounced Quixote. Oh, Quixote? That's the guy from Once Piece, right? The guy that makes a banana republic by experimenting on kids. Never seen that. I've decided I'm not sleeping tonight. Have a meeting in 7 hours. Ha ha ha. Nice, Wombat. Yep, I feel that. I definitely feel that, brother. Rich, what is my issue today? It was right Don in Mexico who went nuts. Hired a poor Mexican to be his squire and went around fighting windmills thinking they were giants. Interesting. Never heard of that, Sean. Okay, now that we've got this, we can go here. We don't have one, but go here. Now we gotta set this up for, wait, we gotta go with, where is new dialogue only? AI grok dialogue, AI story outline. We need like a new one that's developmental edit for pros. Step 1, context. The only reason I watched it was because of school. We had to read the book, then watch the movie for some stupid reason. I didn't learn a damn thing from either. Ah, good old school. Edit it. Okay, so we're just going to copy and paste this, and we're just going to change it to prose. Help me edit the prose for my story. Placeholder for the information needs to be said to progress the plot. Could you use this setting profile of my world to judge how the prose should be delivered? Step 2. Setting profile. Crystalline tree. A tree resembling an oak tree that is made from the crystallized consciousness of a celestial being, specifically the moon. Moon was pulled out of the sky by the monarch, and in the aftermath of the impact on the planet, the shell broke, unleashing the pure consciousness on the world. Tree is the crystal features are that of a light sapphire, not quite white, not quite blue. It perfectly scatters light. Tree roots are sustained in energy by the lava flow of a massive crater volcano is caused by the moon's impact. Tree grew out of this massive volcano. Imagine if Mount Everest was a volcano cone, a tree growing out of it that reached into the atmosphere. Kilometers into the atmosphere. Where we looked this up before, but where does the actual like atmosphere end? Like, at what point is the lowest percentage of oxygen in the atmosphere at? For leaving I guess better way to say this is At what height of the atmosphere is the air not breathable anymore? Eight miles. How far out of the atmosphere is 40 to 50 kilometers? This atmosphere doesn't have a sharp boundary, but it is generally divided into two layers of the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere extending outward. 40-50 kilometer range lies within the stratosphere, especially its upper regions, and just touches the lower edge of the mesosphere, which starts at about 50 kilometers. You're well above the troposphere where weather occurs, ending around 8 to 12 kilometers depending on latitude, and deep into the stratosphere where the ozone layer absorbs much of the sun's UV radiation. Air pressure here is less than 1% of sea level, and the air is far too thin to be breathable. Oxygen molecules are scarce, and humans would require pressurized suits or cabins to survive. At this point, how long could a human survive? GPB, welcome. How's it going? Low pressure, the atmospheric pressure. Only seconds to a minute without specialized equipment. Okay, so extrapolate only seconds to minutes without specialized equipment and add complete magical defenses. Like you were going into the ultimate raid and you had all of the defenses you would ever need. How effective do you think those defenses would be against an like the atmosphere and protecting you against the atmosphere? I think it'd be somewhat effective. So I think maybe based upon that logic, characters could survive for probably between 3 to 5 minutes. And we're talking the trunk of the tree needs to go high enough that the canopy is well above the cloud level. And so that the 40 to 50 kilometer mark at the peak, with like maybe 40 kilometers being the top of the, or like I guess the bottom of the canopy at the trunk, and then the 50 meter or 50 kilometer mark is the top of the canopy. So the entire canopy spans 10 kilometers, which is like 25% of it. I don't know what the statistics on an oak tree are, but I mean that sounds pretty decent, right? It's like 3 lengths of trunk per length of canopy. So I think the 40 to 50 kilometer mark is like pretty fucking perfect. .40 kilometer top of the tree is at the 50 kilometer. At 50 kilometers above sea level. Look it up. What is the ratio of canopy width to trunk height on trees? I've already looked it up before, Sean. And I'm pretty sure it's like 75%. What is it? Ratio of oak tree canopy. Estimating tree crown size. I don't know, data can be used to plan tree spacing to calculate base area. Yeah, this is too much for me. Layman's terms. Oh shit, Muffin! Welcome, how's it going?
Welcome, Raiders, to the stream.
How are you guys?
You heard him. I'll pick you up at 5. Be outside.
Okay, let's just ask Grok.
Talk to your mom.
Well, I will be there.
What is the average ratio of height of the trunk of an oak tree before, no, versus the height of the canopy itself? Branches begin to grow off. How was the stream, Muffin? How far did you get? Did you finish the thing? Did you get to 100? Yeah, like 1 to 2 or 1 to 3. In a mature oak, say 60 to 80 feet tall, the trunk might be 15 to 25 feet tall. Canopy extends 35 to 65 feet above that. This suggests the trunk canopy ratio is roughly 1 to 2 to 1 to 3. Trunk height is part 1, canopy height is 2 to 3 parts. Younger oaks and those in dense forests may have higher trunk to canopy ratio, 1 to 1 or 1 to 2, due to longer, straighter boles and sharper canopies. In contrast, open-grown oaks often have shorter trunks and broader canopies, pushing the ratio towards 1 to 3 or 1 to 4. I think it's stating the width of the canopy. Cause, okay, let's just put this into perspective here. See, this is the example that I'm thinking of. Right? It's more of a base than a canopy. But again, I mean, we always have this to also show. Right, so we got the trunk and then the canopy. So it's like if you look at the roots and the canopy and then the trunk, it's like the trunk is probably about 3/4, right? So that's what we're kind of imagining it at. So like 3/4 of the height. So in this case, it's actually bigger, but still, the trunk of the tree where the canopy starts, let's lower it down, is at 30 kilometers. So so there's 20 kilometers of, like, basically trunks or branches and canopy, where all the branches are, right? And then at the top of that is the palace. 10 miles of trunk up to the base of the canopy, which is 10 miles across. Haven't finished the map yet. Checkpoint 81. I think the game is going to be at the same point as I left it, so I continue from there. 4 hours run so far. Damn, Muffin, that's crazy. But Sean, that's not necessarily the question that I'm asking. I'm not asking how wide is the canopy. I'm asking, okay, here's the trunk of the tree. At what point in time do branches start going? But the canopy would be 2 or 3 times as tall as the trunk. Okay. I think the best way to do this is to draw it out. So let's say this is the trunk. Then there's the branches, right? And then from these branches is the canopy. So the question here is, what is this length versus this length? Does that make more sense? So this is where like all processing and stuff happens inside of the tree, right? But these branches are where the actual like factories are. Like one of these is like the Adventurers Guild, one of these is the Crafting Guild, one of these is each branch of the government, and then up here is the palace, sitting like on top of everything. And then up here would be where they teleport them, to the top of the canopy to fight, because there'd still be more leaves and stuff extending out. But again, like I said, it's like fractals, so it's not necessarily that the branches will even have leaves on them. But I'm gonna chill for a bit. Sounds good, Muffin. So from what I heard you saying earlier, it would be 10 miles up to the first possible branch. Each branch would be 5 miles out from the trunk, and the canopy twigs would extend probably a mile from wherever they decide to sprout. You think it's that low to the ground? But none of... Sean, the thing is, none of the branches can sprout before the troposphere, where weather happens. All the branches are above that point in the atmosphere, which was about the 30 kilometer mark, or 40 kilometer mark. So where you no longer experience weather, there's no wind, there's no clouds, it's all above that. So the only thing you can see when you're looking up from the ground is just this trunk going up into the clouds, unless there's no clouds, and if there's no clouds, then you can see the rest of the canopy. But that's kind of like what I envision in my head, right? As like looking, like sitting on the ground and looking up at it. And all this just from trying to get this fucking description down. Okay, so then it's 30 kilometers to the first branch, and each branch is 15 kilometers, and twigs would be 6-ish kilometers. Yes, exactly. So something like that. Okay, so let's go back to what we were saying. The tree grew out of this massive volcano. Okay, finish that. Crystal features, light sapphire, not quite. The light from the lava at the roots is the main source. Light in the tree. Due to how light reflects, it creates a 360 degree source that makes it so shadows do not exist in the tree. During the day, the roof of the... I guess you could say the roof of the caverns inside the tree. Would 20 kilometers across sound about right? Yeah, 20 to 25 kilometers across. And then it's like thicker at the base and thins out as it goes up. So it's probably more around 15 around the canopy at the top. During the day, the roof of the caverns inside the tree glow more yellow than orange, which, depending on the brightness and color, time of day can be discerned. What else do we need to know? 3 species that live inside the tree are the octopi, avians, and insectoids. Monarchy controls police and military. The government is run by voted-in concubines of the monarch and the viceroy, which puts them as president and vice president. The Adventurers Guild is made up of people who wish to leave the tree and venture into the unknowns of the outside world. Canopy of the oak is 1 foot larger than the base diameter of the trunk, so if we're doing 30 kilometers for the canopy, then 25 kilometers for the base of the trunk. Sounds about right ratio. Nice. Like I said, it doesn't have to be specific, but that's like just getting a general idea of how actually fucking massive it is. What else do we need to know about the tree? Specifically for the story. The Journeyman test is a test you must pass before you can leave the tree. Journeymen are like squires to knights, and adventurers are those knights. Once you pass the Journeyman test and become a journeyman, you can be selected by an adventurer, and they can teach you the ways until they feel you are ready and knight you. Reasonably accurate, plus it would make cities in the base practical, while elitist towns and villages would exist further up the trunk. Yeah, so it's like the lower down the trunk you go, the more impoverished in essence that they are, even though, you know... Oh, and the main thing is, because of the power of consciousness from the crystal of the tree, anything inside of it is endowed with life energy that makes it so you do not need to eat, you do not need to sleep, there is no fatigue of the body or mind. Besides that which you make for yourself. I.e., people who get lost in their thoughts or don't have any. Stupid people. As well as no thirst and all injuries aside from beheading instantly heal. There is no disease. I think that's enough. I know that's a really long, but like it's really important to know for the story. The profile of the setting of the tree itself. Since the Adventurers Guild's inception 70 years earlier, there has been a small evolution of the old barter system into a currency currency system with coin called Gil. It is made from the tree itself and is a sign of the power of the monarch. It has been used mainly in the tree as a means of purchasing and funding the goods and trade of the Adventurers Guild, creating a class system of people who only have basic materials of the tree and the lavish life of people who can afford the materials from the outside world. This world is based on Final Fantasy and the bestiary of Final Fantasy. So any monster or material is of valid use. Valid to include. Anything else? We have a setting profile for the crystalline tree. Developmental edit for pros. Setting profile. And then on to step 3. Scene. For this one, we can start at the beginning, right? We just take this. Scene 1 goal. Oh wait, that's that. And then step 4, pros. And first off the bat, again, we're just going to add everything in and see how it plays with that. Because we like to go to the extremes before anything else. See how far we can push it. Because it needs the overall picture. Setting profile in to judge how the approach should be delivered. I think that's good. Let's just try it. We don't have one open, so let's just do this. And we're just going to give it the most basic, boom, run through. And see what it says about it. Ugh. Okay. Below, I've revised the prose for your scenes to enhance clarity, flow, and immersion while aligning with the fluid, vivid, fantastical setting of the crystalline tree and its Final Fantasy-inspired world. The revisions aim to deepen the emotional weight, refine character interactions, and reflect the unique atmosphere of a crystalline, light-scattering environment where life energy eliminates physical needs but amplifies emotional and mental stakes. Where did I ever say that? Maintain the structure of your scenes, goal, conflict, disaster, reaction, dilemma, decision, and filled in the blanks where the original prose was incomplete, ensuring consistency with the setting and plot progression. The tone balances the epic, adventurous spirit of Final Fantasy and the personal struggles of Dueart and avian youth navigating ambition and familial tension. Goal. Dueart seeks to connect with Hojin for personal lessons. Crystalline... Okay, well, let's just copy these over and then we'll see. Why did it go all the way to the bottom? What the fuck? Oh, because it's done? Oh, no, it's not done yet. Wait, is it done? No, it's on revision? Okay. So let's just see what it gives us. No, that's not what we want. We want all the pros. Goal 1. Two. Three. And of course, it added dialogue. But we'll see how that includes into it. So there's nothing for 2-1. So there's 2-1. Two. 2, 3. That's all new. Oops, what am I doing? Getting too into this. There we go. Wait, this is 7-4. 7-5. Alright, well, let's see what's viable here. This is a Duearts to know Hojin. Chamber's high ceiling pulsed with a gold glow, fading to a soft amber as the day waned within the crystalline tree. Duart lingered at the back of the line, his avian wings tucked tightly against his back, their iridescent feathers catching the omnipresent light. The faint orange shimmer of the lava-lit floor danced beneath his taloned feet. His coiled tail. Students shuffled forward, offering parting words to Hojin, the veteran adventurer. Their voice is a mix of reverence. I don't know if you need to say that he's a veteran. It seems like too obvious. Their voice is a mix of reverence and youthful exuberance. Younger children spun tales of imagined heroics, their curfews pulling them away first. Duart, though young, stood patiently, his sharp eyes fixed on the ground. He wanted more than a fleeting farewell. He craved Hojin's notice, a chance to prove his worth for private tutelage. Hojin. Despite his best efforts, Duart's patience frayed as he watched the line dwindle. Duart's patience frayed as he watched the line dwindle. His gaze lifted to Hojin, whose weathered feathers and scarred beak radiated authority. Slithering past the older students, Duart squared his shoulders, wings subtly flared to signal confidence despite the indignation simmering within. He bowed deeply before his mentor, the crystal walls amplifying the soft rustle of his feathers. Hojin, he began, voice steady. I've studied every tale you've shared. I'm ready for more. His words hung in the air, earnest but untested. Okay. So we take whatever dialogue is. And just separate it out. And then what we need to do is... Okay. This is chapter 2. Okay. This one over there. New dialogue. Prose. Okay. Then it's the introductions, so all the pros. So we want this. Two. And then this would be where dialogue is. So it would be Hojin dialogue. Oh, wait, no, this isn't where I want to put it. Hojin. Hmm. Yeah, this is kind of fucked. I'm like, where are all the points? Like, is this not the right one? Should have 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. Just start at 2.4? Okay, so I guess we just skip everything from there. And we go straight into this. I understand why. Damn it, this is the wrong one. I'm getting so confused here. Okay, so this is... Okay, this is obviously the wrong one. Yeah, okay. That's what went wrong here. So we don't really get anything out of this. Or do we just do this? And he does whatever that thing that he's supposed to do is. Shit, I've been putting it all on the wrong page. Oh, I don't think it really matters. So there needs to be some sort of narration here. Maybe that's where this needs to be. See, this doesn't seem to be anywhere in here. So this is going to be an odd out because it never happened. So this is all exposition. Okay, so we need Duearts dialogue. Move this thing. She Revenge, happy Saturday. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Hell yeah, we were just doing some editing and we got all the prose separated, we got all the dialogue separated. Now we need to put all the prose and all the dialogue. Shy Revenge, nice. Go back to, you know, fitting it all together and see where we fucked up in the structure of it, because there's a bunch of pieces missing as far as I can tell. But are you a reader? Are you a writer? Or a purveyor of ideas? Do you enjoy storytelling, spreading ideas, and using your imagination in tales that twist and turn, and eventually you wind up wishing you had never heard the story? Bit of the above? Ah, nice. Do you have a current work in progress? Do you have any, you want to join the Discord? Working on editing my first finished product. Ooh, sounds good. We've got the public stories if you want me to read any of your stories, and we have Writers Unleashed community where you can post anything that you have posted online. Free promotion for pretty much anything. Feel free. But yeah, I'm glad to have you in here. My story is, this is a prequel to my main book. Basically, this is a development of the Adventurers Guild and how the dark side of the Adventurers Guild works, like the black market, the underground, and everything like that, and the measures that the Adventurers Guild takes in order to prevent the most amount of that. But the biggest problem is it's all facilitated by the Monarch's lost bloodline, so there's kind of some, you know, mutually assured destruction. If the criminals tell, you know, anyone about the bloodline's fucked, and if the bloodline tells anything about the criminals, well, they'll expose themselves, so it's perfect. Except I keep losing where the fuck I am because I have so many files. Okay, we're separating out the dialogue here. We are replacing it. So that's just that. So this is Cullis dialogue. Wait, if we're in 3.6, why is Hojin? Where did we go in 3.6? So they don't have any... I don't have anything going up to... Like they reached the front of the line, last two remaining. Okay, we really went off the page here, because there's no sign of them... what the hell? So this is unrevised. Because they're supposed to be basically like Hojin, or Cullis is supposed to be blocking Hojin's view of Duart. And Duart's supposed to be like talking behind him during this conversation. And then when they get to the front of the line, he's like, wait, where's Duart? God damn it, Cullis. Why you keep doing this shit? So we need... I don't know why there's Cullis starting off, so we just kind of can delete that. We've got Hojin's dialogue here. Once again, he's calling out... Oh, it's stuck in the middle here. That's why. Okay, as they reach Hojin at the front of the line, the veteran side, sensing their scheme. Okay, and that's when... Okay, so I just had it, like, embedded in the other one. So again, I don't know why Cullis was speaking. Maybe that was the end of the old one? But yeah, we don't need this. This is almost actually like a response up here to this before we go to the next part of the scene. And then the next part of the scene should just be them reaching the front of the line. This is just mainly like conversation. It's supposed to be master. And then this is just straight dialogue back and forth. I like this line, so we're just gonna throw it in. Right after this, so it's between here and here. This is suit D. Cullis dialogue into Cullis dialogue separated by that. And it's like the resignation, which should be right there, of his thoughts. And then Hojin's response to that before they leave. Perfect. Now this is Cullis's. Yeah, we already got that. So we got scene 5, scene 1. So this one we're gonna have to separate out. In chambers, amber light shifting orange, evening deepened. Okay, so we have dialogue here. So this is 5-1. Just itched a flashback. My first ever anime experience, Unico in the Island of Magic. Luckily, it's on YouTube for free. Nice, Sean. Hell yeah, bro. Okay, I don't know why this isn't in there either, because this should be like... This is Cullis's view of Violer, which is extremely important, because, like, they're together and stuff, right? So... And this is where she calls him out on what he's saying. So this still needs... This is rough. This still needs to be edited. But apparently we missed it. Because with doing everything, sections just get, like, stuck out. Because I'm never consistent. I'm always going back and forth like an idiot all over the place when I never remember where anything is. And same with this. Oh wait, this one is up here. Again, these things are just combined. Okay, hold on, wait. Yes, be going to shoot one. Closer wrapping an arm around it playfully. Essentially, I know you're dodging. Whoops. One day I'll figure it out. We into 5-2 yet? No, not yet. And then she sends him off. Whoops. I think this one's backwards as well. Oh man, my head's going all kinds of places. We're probably gonna have to call it a day here though, boys. We're almost, well, yeah, we're almost halfway through. You know, we got 3 more scenes left, but they're pretty big scenes, so might have to do a little bit of critiquing, but I mean, so far, like 80% of it seems pretty solid. So we'll see how it goes. But I got fixed. I mean, just it's so annoying. It's just literally copy and pasting. It just takes so long to get everything back together. That's why I was like, I wish there was a program that, for instance, if you had like the main page and like you copied something from it onto another page and you changed that, whatever you changed there originally changed there. So you have to go back through and update everything as you do, because I separate all the dialogue, all the prose, all the narrative, like all the senses individually, and then make sure that they make sense on their own, and then combine everything back together. But in the combining back together process, shit gets lost, overlooked, and flipped around, and that's where everything goes wrong, because I'm like, this is clearly an original draft sentence, not an edited sentence. And it's like, I know because of the reason why I made that. Very true. Wish there was a program that helped writers in that aspect. I'm surprised there's not. Like, I don't know anything about coding, but, like, if I could take this, for instance, and copy it and paste it here, and as I changed this, anything I copied over would change as well. Like, how is there not a program that doesn't do that? That seems like that's like one of the most important things you would want to be able to do. So I was like, if it doesn't exist, you know what? I'll make my own website that does it, and I bet you it'll pop off, because I know that going back after you've changed things and making sure the original draft has all the changes in it is so time consuming that if it just automatically did it for you and it was all based on literally just copy and paste using like the identity of the copy and paste, I don't know how it would be done, but I bet you could fucking do it and just no one's done it, or someone did it really shittily. I don't know. But I was talking to Beezus because he said he kind of made a program that kind of did that. I still haven't figured out because he hasn't been around for a while, so I haven't been able to talk to him about how to get it working. But if I could get that working, dude, I think that would be sick. Because, yeah, the editing process is, like, literally the worst. And the way that I fucking do it, because I don't use, like, third-party programs. I just use Notepad. And I just fucking do it all from memory. And I just know which ones are edited and which ones are baseline, because normally with all the baseline, I have a reference. And with all the edited, I don't have a reference. And that's how I can tell. I'm like, oh, I remember making this sentence. But, fuck you guys. Thanks for hanging around. Thanks for coming out. We had a great day today. We did a lot of editing. We got through the reacts, which is pretty good. We did a lot on the commentary. That commentary actually went fucking super deep, guys. A lot more so than I expected, because with every time, usually I'm like, oh, can I ask another question? Can I push the boundaries of this? Are we asking the right question? Was the question asked in the right way? Did we give enough context? So, I think we got a pretty good fucking answer out of it, which is pretty great. And, remember, guys, you are fucking amazing. Never stop being you. Never stop writing. Always press your goals. Never take an excuse for granted. And as always, if you can't say fuck you to your friends, who can you say fuck you to? Fuck you!